I want to add a note in here. If you know that you want to start a boutique, I suggest you go ahead and you start planning like right now and start building your audience for that. So at least when you launch, you'll be having somebody to launch to. What's up, guys? If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new, welcome to the Jessica Renee channel, where we talk things all business and lifestyle, and we go from boutique business all the way to hair business and everything in between. This week's episode is going to be about inventory. You all have requested that I do a video about inventory, so here it is. Make sure you stay tuned, all right? All right, y'all, let's get into this thing. Like, nobody has no time to waste. We don't have no time to waste right now. We're about to get right up into it. So inventory factors, right? Before you start with your inventory, and I'm looking down at my notes just to make sure that I stay on track. But before you start your inventory, or even if you've already started your inventory, here are 5 things that you need to make sure that you either do or know. All right, so let's get to the first one. The first one is know your target audience and their style. So when we're talking about boutique business, we understand what our target audience, right? And maybe I should do a video just talking about target audience and how you need to, how to find your target audience. If y'all want to see that video, let me know down below. But you have to know who your target audience is before you even think about inventory, before you even start buying inventory. And if you've already been buying inventory and not sure who your target audience is, I suggest you pause and figure out, who are you marketing to? Who is your ideal client? When you figure out that, you're able to figure out a whole bunch of other characteristics about this particular person, and it's going to help you to define your messaging to them. Well, in this instance, we're talking about boutique and inventory. So your messaging really is going to be displayed by the clothes that you wear. So what type of individual are you going for? Are you going for the hot girl summer? Are you going for very conservative? Are you going for chic, trendy, edgy? I just want to be cute and comfortable. I don't have time. I just want to throw on something because I got all these kids that they got to get to the places that they need to get to. Like, what type of person are you going to market to? And what's the messaging going to be behind that? For example, what is the need that you are going to fulfill, right? So everybody has a need when we're talking about our audience, right? Everybody they call it a pain point. Like, what issues are they having? And then how are you going to fulfill it? So for my boutique, what my need is to give women confidence in their clothing, like boss women, where you can find something, you can be sexy, you can be cute, you can be casual, but it's still, the clothes still make you feel empowered, right? The clothes still make you feel like every essence of the woman. So I really go for my entrepreneur, type of trendy individual. And I also go for my hairstylist who fly, right? But they kind of all go in one. But so if I know that, now I kind of know what that style is. What are the type of pieces that they're going to like? What are the type of pieces that are really going to catch their eye and they're going to say, ooh, I need to purchase that. I need to put that into my wardrobe. Without understanding those components, I wouldn't be able to even begin to purchase my inventory. So make sure, I cannot stress this enough, make sure that you understand who you are dealing with. Okay? 2, know your budget. This is a biggie. This is another video that y'all have been requesting, and I'm going to do that budget video. If you think the budget video should be the next video, go ahead and comment below. And why I'm asking you to comment, like this video, subscribe to this video, share this video out, help a sister out, okay? It helps me. It helps me to keep going, all right? So your budget. Now, I could just say budget and leave it alone, but I really want to drop some information on you guys when it comes to budget, to help you just understand it just a little bit more, why you have to have it. Your budget is like your constraint. And I say constraint because when it gets to shopping, if y'all are anything like me, you just go wild. Like, I got to have this. I want this. I want that. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, this is cute. Da, 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 da. Before you know it, you have spent half of the money that you have allocated for your business, or you have gone over what you wanted to spend, and now you're stuck with all this inventory that you cannot sell. So know what your budget is. What specific number are you going to put with purchasing inventory? I know there are a lot of people who give you numbers saying it's good to have X amount of dollars to start off with inventory, but I'm just really one of those who believe that it works by a case scenario. It just depends on what kind of funds you have access to in the beginning. The other factor is, do you already have influence? Do you already have a community, a tribe? And so when you launch this, will these things be able to sell? Because if so, then you might want to invest a little bit more money into your inventory. So your inventory budget might be larger than someone who is just starting out fresh. They're green. They haven't built an audience. But I do want to add a note in here. If you know that you want to start a boutique, I suggest you go ahead and you start planning like right now and start building your audience for that. So at least when you launch, you'll be having somebody to launch to. I'm just saying. But back to the budget. So we want to make sure, we're really being good stewards over our money. That's why we budget. It keeps us, it's like a roadmap of your finances. What money goes here, what money goes there, what money goes everywhere. And so you don't overspend in any particular area. So you got to figure out like what are the allocated funds that you have access to and how much of that could you put to your budget for your inventory. You definitely want to know that. I will say, if you have $500, that will start you off. It'll give you a good, I don't know, depending on what your price range for wholesale is, it could give you easily anywhere between a good 3 to 5 pieces. Okay. And that's about a good number, I would say, for you to start with, especially if you're new, because it's a happy space. One thing that happen is if you start off with too much inventory and you try to put it all out there on one time, it could get overwhelming to your consumer. And so remember, you are in this building stage where you are building your customer base. You are trying to generate cash flow by making sales. So you don't want to put all of your money into your inventory when you can use that in other areas and aspects of your business that you may need it in. Okay, so those 3 to 5 pieces, that's enough for clients. I'm sorry, I'm speaking here to you guys. That's enough for your customers, to feel like you have a pretty good variety. And it's also less for you to have to market and to sell, at one time. So that's going to give you a good rotation to put on your social media, a good rotation to create content with, and all of those wonderful things. Now, if your business model is going to be more of a like specific type of thing, like I'm only doing sweats, or I'm only doing bodysuits, or I'm only doing t-shirts that have, different sayings on there, or I'm only doing shoes or accessories, then that's going to be a little different than somebody who's doing a variety. Your $500 may go further because you only have to worry about one particular item. So you still don't want to invest too much into it and then you're stuck with inventory and not being able to sell. But you want to make sure that you have enough inventory so that when people do want to buy, there's something there for them to buy. So just decide which one of those models you're going to roll with, and then decide what your budget is. One way, or one thing that I kind of want to interject here, just look at your budget as the plan for your money. I am a big believer in planning, although sometimes I don't plan like I should, but the majority of things I do plan for. So I say, that's why it's important to create a budget, because it gives you a plan of what to do with your money, and you never get lost in the sauce, and you never get to a point where it's like, oh shoot, I've exhausted my funds. I really can't go on. I had to shut the boutique down. Yep, that's me. I did it. So number 3, all right. Number 3, decide on the pieces that you would like to carry. Don't just go onto these sites or show up to these shows and just be like, I like this, 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 I like. Okay, first of all, you may like it, but does the majority of your target audience like it? if you're in a position where you're like, I don't know if they're going to like it, it's a no. It's a no, because it's going to sit and it's going to sell, and the only person who's going to wear it is you, and there's going to be 5 other pieces left that you're going to have to try to sell. So make sure that you understand and do a little bit of market research on what they like. Throw on your Instagram this and that. So are you this type of girl? Or are you that type of girl? Or would you wear this or would you wear that? Like, gather the data from your audience directly so that you know that you have something really good to work with, something that's on a firm foundation to when it comes to working with what pieces you're going to get. I'm already have in mind. So I'm going to give you guys something free that I really share when it comes to my coaching group, the boutique launch. Well, it's getting ready to transition to called just the launch. But if you hear me say the launch or the boutique launch, I'm talking about the same thing. Okay. So I teach them about creating inventory boards. And so they're going to kind of create like a mood board for the inventory that they would like to carry, the style they would like to carry, colors and things like that. And they're going to go on Pinterest, create a board, and start saving things to it that they think would best fit their customer. Now you have a visual idea of what these items are going to look like, what your collection is going to look like, and how it's going to cohesively mesh together. And then you also can say, well, does this follow my messaging? Is this really good for my audience? And you can make adjustments there. Then you have a blank mood board, right? So it's really not a mood board. It's a want more or a pre-purchase board. And you start to save the items that you are going to incorporate or you are going to add into your store, and you put them on this board. Now you can do a comparison between the two boards to see if you've stayed on the right track. And then you have a whole entire visual of literally every single thing that you are thinking about purchasing. And now you can go through and you can make a more informed decision on what it is that you're going to actually purchase and what it is that you're going to wait until I can sell some more items and then come back and purchase those things. Like, you gotta have a strategy behind these things. You can't just go in and do them. Where I'm telling you, you're gonna be like me, where from the first boutique, I had to give a whole lot of clothes to the women's shelter. Like, it ended up turning into a blessing. But had I done my homework from the beginning, had I joined a coaching group from the beginning, had I had mentorship and taken classes and understood my business concept from the beginning, there would not be a second time. But I'm grateful for the learning experience because now I get to share what I learned with you all. All right, so before we get into number 4, I just want to tell y'all to, that's supposed to be my clicking to subscribe there. Go ahead and click that button to subscribe and make sure you turn on your post notifications. That's the little bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling. So when I do post a video, it will let you know that I post, and you can make sure that you catch all the good information and all the good tea. All right, so let's get back into number 4. Number 4 is, what collections are you building? I love collections. For me, it just makes picking out inventory very, very simple. And for my clients, it's easy for them because, let me tell you something. Most of the people that you deal with, most of the customers that you deal with do not know what they want to wear. They do not know what they want to wear. They do not understand fashion, and they need your help. So if you are giving them your help, a collection is best for them because you're telling them, if you want this, come here. If you want this, come here. And if you want that, go there. It literally all works. When I create collections, they sell. So over the winter time, I do a lot of sweats, sets and things like that because everybody's thinking about being cozy. And, if I do shop, I want to go out and run out and still be comfy and cute. And so I call it the Comfy Cute Cozy collection, right? So that hit everybody in that collection that wanted to either be cute, comfy, and cozy. So my messaging was, this particular item or these items within this collection are going to be cute on you, they're going to be comfortable on you, and they're going to make you feel cozy, right? So my messaging matched my items, and that's why I love collections, because it's easier for me to put things together. One of my favorite collections was the Black Closet collection, which I'm actually getting ready to come back out and add more pieces to that collection again. They were all chic, trendy, slimline, edgy, I'm that boss, I'm that girl, holla at me, you know what I'm saying, type of clothing. Like when you put it on, you walk in the room and you are automatically know you are that girl. That collection sold really good. And one thing that I did not do right is when I noticed that that was doing well, I didn't continue on to it. I fell in the trap, in the trend of looking at too many different people and then trying to do what they were doing. That's a red flag. Like, do not do that, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, do not do that, because it will get you off your game. It will discourage you, because first of all, like, your sales are going to go down. You're not going to be selling as much because your customers are going to see the change. They're going to understand that there was a little shift there that happened within the business. And they're like, oh, wait, no, this is not what we used to get from her. Like, hold up, what just happened here? So you don't want to do that. Like, literally put your blinders on. And just because something is trendy, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily right for you. Just because this person is selling something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you. You have to do what is best for you and your customer. So that's why it is so important to make your plans and stick to them. And that's why I like collections, because it's like my plan for my inventory, and it makes sure that I stick to them. So going into the fall, I just had a meeting with my store manager, and we are like, yeah, we're definitely going to go back to the beginning. We're going to go back to the things that were working, because I don't even know why I left that. Like, that was really crazy. Won't do that again, but it's a lesson learned. So no love lost. And I'm going to go back to that, so that, going into the next 5 months left, and which is going to be really the biggest 5 months of the year. This is where you are going to get your cash flow from, y'all. Make your sales, so make it count. Going into Black Friday, all of that, like, we're coming in prepared. Like, we are coming in prepared. Like, the latter part of last year, we had like 20K months. I'm trying to go for like 30, 40K months. I know I can do it if I stick to the plan of the collections. Okay. So number 5 is price range of your retail prices. This goes back to number 1, knowing your target audience. You got to know what the people can afford who you are trying to sell to, right? If you are trying to go affordable, you can't have something in your store dress that costs like $150, $200, because the people are not going to buy it. You can't have a t-shirt in there that they got to pay $35 for, because the people ain't going to buy it. If you're trying to go for cheap and inexpensive, like, they really don't want to pay no more than $25, $30 for something. That's it. So if that's the case, and you have a particular item that might cost you wholesale $25, once you put your oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart, y'all. Once you put your profit margin, your markup there, and your markup is within your profit margin range, right? I have a profit margin range from 66.7% all the way up until about 79%, just depending on the item. If you put that number there, and that price of that item is too high, your customer is not going to buy it. So you want to make sure that when you look at the prices of the wholesale price, you go ahead and do the calculations on how much am I going to sell this for? Is this thing valuable in the eyes of my customers, whether they're going to pay this or not? If the answer is the or not, leave it there. I don't care how nice it is. I don't care how fabulous it is. I don't care how great it is. Leave it there, because it's going to be nice and fabulous still sitting in your inventory racks, because they're not going to buy it, because that's not your audience. But if your particular audience is, I buy what I like and it doesn't matter what the price is. Yeah, I will spend $150 on a blazer. So when your price points are like $25, $30 a piece at wholesale, you already know this is okay, because my customers are going to buy it. I have customers who will buy those things, and that was my intention when I decided which customer that I wanted to serve. I knew I wanted this boutique to have it be like luxe, and it also have some, budget friendly things, but it has luxe. It has that chic things, the girls who are just going to go and spend what they want and really not worry about the price tag. And so that gave me the flexibility to purchase some of those things to incorporate into my boutique. So make sure that you keep that in mind when you are doing that. Like, it is so very important, because most people have to go out of business because they get to a point where they just can't sell any of their inventory. And when you can't sell your inventory, that means you're not having new money coming in order to buy more inventory. And so now you're at a point where you got to shut down, or you got to try to mark everything down. We go really heavy in the boutique launch about sales, like when you should use them, how you should use them, and what's the purpose of them. And then how to make sure your things are priced correctly so that you can sell. And when you do have to clearance something out, you are still making a coin off of it. Okay. All right. So those are the 5 things that you should know before purchasing inventory. So even if you already purchased inventory, it is not too late to do this. Like, you can start from where you are. You know, what is done is done. We're not going to harp on it. We're not going to complain about it. We're not going to beat ourselves up about it. But what we are going to do is we're going to give ourselves grace and say, hey, that was a learning period. But I remember I saw Jessica Renee's video on inventory, so I'm going to try it this way to see how it works. Okay. So if y'all got any questions, as always, drop your questions down below, because you know I'm going to come back on here and I'm going to answer your questions, because I love engaging with my community. And I feel like if you took your valuable time to ask me a question, I can take my valuable time to give you an answer. If there are other videos that you would like to see pertaining to lifestyle, women empowerment, I'm going to be dropping some videos for my hairstylist. So that's going to be like a second playlist type of thing on things that you can do to enhance your business. And so if you're a hairstylist who are watching this, and maybe, you know, you might want to add a boutique to your salon, or add a online boutique, you know, to the things that you do, then hey, you are in the right place. I love to serve you women, and I just want to see you guys do well. I want to see you succeed. And so it's all about me being in position to be able to help you. So you got questions? I got answers. If I don't have the answers, I'll research it and I'll find it for you. Or I'll be like, okay, no, I just don't know that. So let me look that up right quick, because I ain't about that fluffy stuff, right? I think I'll be dropping that budget video very, very soon. So y'all make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I go live, and share. Like, sharing is caring, you know? Share this out to somebody who may need this. Share this out to somebody who may need some encouragement, because when you know what you're doing, or you're giving a different way or a different strategy of doing something, it really does encourage you. It really does make you feel like, whoop, whoop, I'm on top of the world. All right, y'all. So I don't want to hold up any more of your time, but y'all be good. Peace.